We've been in the music business for quite some time, haven't we, girlfriend?
We have.
Yes.
Yes. It's been a journey.
Yes.
Wild ride.
Wild ride.
That was my first CD I've
That's
ever
right.
recorded, called Wild Ride.
Ride.
I think I created the Wild Ride by calling it Wild Ride. Premonition. Premonition.
Right.
Yes, it's been fun. It's been hectic. It's been stressful. It's been everything, creative, joyful, you name it. Every emotion, I think.
I think so. Yes.
Music does bring that out.
It does.
In our lives. Just meeting a lot of people.
Yes. Well, I've been in music for 45 years.
How can that be? You're only 32.
I know, right? Yes. I started before I was born.
Playing guitar in the room.
Yeah, that's right. Singing away already.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I have not. Probably half of that. Did you say 45?
45 years.
Wow.
Yes, I started when I was 10.
Craziness.
So I started singing when I was 5. I started playing music when I was 8. My first instrument was accordion. Yes, I admit
accordion
to
my logic. No.
Right. And then I started playing guitar at 10. I was in my first band at 13. So
I was a mom at 16.
Yeah, so that's right.
You got married at 16. I'm sorry. I was married at 16. I had my son at 17. Yeah, so I did not start that.
No. You were a later bloomer. Yeah, a lot of people are. So, like there's people who are prodigies that start when they're 2, right, playing an instrument, and then there's people like yourself that start later in life. But there's, but it's been quite a journey for both of us, and we've had our ups and downs in the business, and there's been life situations that we've had to deal with as well.
Many life changes, lots of decisions to make along the way. Because I wanted to, like I said, I started late in life, but my family they were all musicians. My mom, brothers and sisters were in bands. I was like you say, the late bloomer because I was so overly shy. It was the thing.
Right.
But then my mom did put me in a search for talent. I think I was about 11 years old. Well, that scared me so badly. I didn't want to sing in public again, but I still had that fire in me that I wanted to.
Music was speaking to you.
It was. I was surrounded by musicians. My uncles were all musicians. My grandma and grandpa played, all the uncles and aunties.
Yeah.
All played, and we came from a small community north called Plamond, in which our relative,
yes, our great grandfathers.
We're not related, but we are we're connected. He settled in, he basically created that little community, and they named it after his last name, Plamond. And so, but many musicians came, many musicians from that.
And still, there's a lot of people there that play music.
I think there were probably, at one time, 5 local bands, just from London.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I was surrounded by music as well, but not in my immediate family.
Yeah.
My dad's brothers and sisters, some of them played music. So whenever they visited, they were playing music, and I don't know. Music was speaking to me, and I just felt I loved singing. And so I just felt like I had to play an instrument as well. It was just there.
Yeah.
And so that's what, there was an accordion. My mom had an accordion in the house. So I thought, well, I'll start there. Yeah. And so I asked, can I take lessons? And so I did. And that was for a few years. And then some friends of mine were taking guitar lessons. So I went, well, that's way cooler than playing the accordion. So then I found there was a guitar in the house. And so I started taking guitar lessons, and it just kind of went from there. And then I was in my first band at 13 with a few other people I was taking lessons with. So we played for about 3 years, and then got to the age of 16, and it was like party time now.
That's
right?
so ironic. We came from such different backgrounds. Right. It's just blows my mind.
You were getting married and I was partying.
I missed all the partying.
Yeah.
I'm partying now.
Yeah, you are. You're making up for lost time.
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not slowing down.
Good girl. You
got to keep up to you.
I was going to say the same thing. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so then I didn't play for, life changes, right? To graduate from high school, I went to hairdressing school, so I hardly played music at that time. And then got married and had a baby, and then that marriage was
dissolved.
Gone. Yeah. And then I joined another band, and that's where I met my now husband of 34 years, Jacques.
Yeah.
And so we played music for years together. And because we played so much every weekend practically, especially in the summers, because we were practically the only band at the time.
We
were in demand. Yeah. And we were good.
Demand.
Demand. Yeah. So, it got so that it started to be like a second job, and with the kids and everything, so we got tired and wanted a break. So then we stepped away from that. And then I started singing with two other ladies. One was my sister-in-law at the time, and her name's Shelly.
Oh, so, yeah.
So we started singing together, and then we were just singing to karaoke tracks.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning, because there was nobody to play. Kara's husband at the time, he was a musician, but he went and did the cruise ships, and he was doing things like that. So he was away. And in northern Alberta, you didn't have a good selection of musicians. And my husband plays guitar, and we played in the band together, but then his job that he got when I was working shift work, and he wanted to do sound, and so different things like that, right? And then so we played for years, but then we did get some guys behind us, and did that for a while. And then some of the ladies, the two ladies, started having babies.
Oh yeah, life takes over.
Yeah, see, and and then I wanted to pursue something more. It was just
a calling.
It was a calling, and I said,
that's what I call it. It's a calling.
It's a calling.
You just can't kick it to the side. It just
So I wanted to keep going, and I needed to get. I felt I needed to get out of. The community we're living in, and my husband needed a change as well. So then we moved to Vancouver Island, and so I moved there, but then I would go to jams and meet musicians there. I met and played music there, and met lots of people. Then my then 18-year-old daughter was diagnosed with brain cancer. Then I'm not playing music again. And then she passed away. So then I was where I wasn't going to play music at all. But a lot of my friends, after a couple of years, my friends on the island, they were like, you got to get back to music.
That passion, you got to find it again.
Yeah, it's in you. You need, it will help you heal. I didn't think it would. Right. So I got back into music and started doing that. And then we moved again. And, wherever I go, I always would go to jams and meet new people. So it's been, up and down like that. And there's times where I was pursuing a solo career at the time when we were on Vancouver Island. I recorded a CD, but then after my daughter had passed and stuff, I didn't want to play. I just thought, well, what am I even doing in music? Right. So, and I've had those ups and downs throughout the years as well, right?
I feel you.
Yeah, you've had them too, where you've had different situations come. You're on a high for a while because music's going really well, and then for whatever reason, life changes or we change, like we talked about in our menopause podcast, how that has affected us as well, right? So with those life changes, that you just feel that you're not good enough. Sometimes industry does that to you as well. Yeah.
No.
So for yourself, like
like I say, I started late. I think after my kids graduated, I started pursuing the writing aspect of
Right.
it. And I really put my heart and soul into the writing. And then
Mm-hmm.
I had that deep passion to do it, to get my music out there, get myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
I did grow a lot, like in confidence
Right.
with that. And I moved to Edmonton after my kids were gone, and Edmonton, Alberta,
Yeah.
and pursued a career. That's when I did. And I moved in 2003. So that was like 40. I
At
was 40.
20.
I was 40.
Yeah.
I was 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wrote songs while you were
On the farm.
on the farm, and then you came to Edmonton, and then
I was on the farm. I was writing like crazy, and then I'd come to Edmonton off and on to the studio,
right.
and record. And when the CD was ready, when my album was ready, had 12 songs on there. I decided to make the move to get my music to people and get all these CDs.
And that's available on Apple Music. And
it
Spotify.
Is all
yeah,
that's right. All our music, your
yes,
music,
yeah.
my music on Spotify
as individual artists. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And so I went to jams like yourself, open mics. I met musicians. I guess the first, I'd travel from the other end of the city every Monday. Every Monday night, I'd clean houses all week long, like every day. But Monday night, I would go and get up there on stage, but always towards the end of the evening, because there were such good artists, like people like Aaron Goodvin and Samantha King, and these artists that were like, oh my God, they're
really good.
They had such amazing talent that I was still not as confident and a little shy. And so I waited till the very end, and then the guys would say, well, why'd you wait so long? Like, you're really good, you know? And so that gave me confidence. And then they asked me to join the house band.
Right.
So we could travel. And so we did a lot of touring, actually, for quite a few years, 5.5 years with that band. But I had a band back home.
Right.
I didn't have the support of my partner at the time. So it was really difficult. And it was just a calling. Like, I needed to do it.
Yeah.
I needed to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went through a family band, then a local band, and then I did record and then moved to the city.
Right.
It wasn't easy.
And being on the road, how did you find that?
It was so fun in some ways because we couldn't get enough of performing for people when the crowds were actually crowds.
And you, it was 6 nights a week, 5 nights? Yeah.
We played 1 month in Whitehorse at one time.
Oh, wow.
We had to share the stage with the strippers. The strippers played.
Those are the days.
The strippers actually performed before us.
Right.
So we went through a lot. I cut my teeth on the road. Like, I was so inexperienced of, in the music industry. And my album actually sat. I'd send it out to a few stations out overseas. So I'm still getting airplay from that.
Right.
But I didn't pursue it in the music industry like we have now.
Right. Yeah.
So it kind of went to the wayside. And so we just performed cover songs.
Right.
That we were a cover band. We play for 6 to 2 weeks straight, like in BC, Cadillac Ranch. We had all these bars that were still allowed smoking at the time.
Oh yes, yeah. You felt like you smoked a pack of cigarettes the next day, even in halls, playing in halls.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even believe, but the huge bars and there were huge crowds. So I felt like a rock star.
Yeah, exactly. Right. This is you're kind of like. Did you say this is my dream? Because like you felt like.
I felt powerful. I felt confident. I felt like I was in the right spot. I just felt right to be, we had good musicians, and it was, you performed for people who enjoyed dancing and listening to us.
Exactly. Right.
It's pretty hard to get a crowd sometimes now.
Yeah.
That are actually so absorbed in what you're doing.
Yeah.
But,
and that's how I felt. Like, I didn't go on the road like you did, but we played a lot of community halls and rodeos and weddings, in northern Alberta. And, like we had to travel sometimes to like 3 hours to go to a gig and then play all night, pack up and drive home.
Speaking of packing up,
yeah,
there was the gear was so much heavier.
Oh my God, yes.
The boards were literally bigger than your table.
Oh
here.
yeah, the mixing boards and then the power amps that you had to have.
Of course.
We had like a stack, and then Jean built a cabinet around that, and then it was on. Then
wheels?
It wasn't for a while, and then he put it on wheels. But then there was some places where we had to pack it upstairs, and there was one venue where we had to pack it up the stairs on the outside, and it was metal stairs, and it's like 30 below zero Celsius, right? And we're packing up this equipment up these stairs and down the stairs, especially when you're done the night, you're tired, right? So, and you think, why the hell am I doing this, right? Yeah.
Like I said, it was an initiation for me, right? To be doing all of that, like carrying all that gear, like the good thing I was a farm girl.
Yeah.
And I wasn't afraid to work hard. It was just part of the package.
Brick shithouse Slovak here.
Part of the deal to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to play, you're going to sing, you got to pack, you got to pack and load up, whatever.
Yeah. No roadies. We were the roadies. And
once in a while, we'd play bars where they would actually help us. A few people would be like, hey, you guys, let's help you out.
Yeah.
And that was nice. But, oh my gosh, yeah. The traffic. I mean, the roads we traveled in the winter, Crow's Nest Pass and those kind of places.
Yeah.
In a van with tires that were not that good.
Right.
In a van full of guys.
Yeah.
I was the only female.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Lots of
burping and farting
and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did that too. I traveled with guys in a van. I know
what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
I'd set down the rules one time when we went on tour in a van. I said, okay, I'm the only girl in here. There's going to be no farting.
No passing of the gas.
Yeah, no passing of the gas. But I don't think that always went, that they listen.
No, they don't. It's just something they do. It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing, yeah.
I do remember that it was just, it was a real high to be on that stage and just let loose and have fun.
Because you're up there playing music and people are, like you say, people used to dance and the halls used to be full. There was so many times that we played music that the first song, dance floor was full and they didn't want you to stop playing, like you'd have the midnight lunch and it kind of would drag it down.
Like weddings.
And people, now they're tired and they want to go home. And what I would suggest to people when they hired us, I said, don't stop for midnight lunch. Just keep going, put out the food because it's your liquor law, right? So I said, just put out the food and we'll just keep playing because it's a party killer. Because the lights come on, all I'll do is announce there's the food. Go get yourself a plate, and
they
the
get
party.
Lazy after eating.
Exactly. Now I'm tired and stuff. Now I want to go home. The parties, there's so many times it was 2:00. We'd be hired till 1 a.m. And people are like, more,
or pay
right?
you a little bit extra.
And they would.
Tunes.
Exactly. And say, well, we'll stay and play, but pass the hat. And they would.
Days. Oh my gosh, yeah.
There was one Christmas party and it was 4 a.m. They kept passing the hat. And we said, you know what? We've been playing for 6-7 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And I said, we got to pack up and we got to drive home 2 hours.
They don't realize that they're drinking.
They're having a good time, right? So, I can't remember driving home. Jean was driving and the rest of the other three of us would fall asleep and we'd ask him, where are we? He says, I don't know. We're just not home yet. We're like, oh my God.
Oh, just shut up and sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's times like that, right? But it was, again, you think, why am I doing this? But
it's a soul thing.
It is.
It feeds the soul.
Yeah. You're up on stage and just the people partying and having a good time. And you're providing that for people, right?
We feed off of crowds. So when the energy is high like that, it really, you can be dead dog tired because we'd travel 8 hours straight to play that night.
Oh, yes.
Like in BC from Alberta. And
right.
It would just be... You get there, we're really good. But I was excited. I was
Right.
excited to see the people that we've seen before. The staff was always awesome.
Right.
They always treated us great.
Well, that's good.
Fed us in between. Like on the Sunday when we had to stay over for the next week. We played 2 weeks straight. So the Sundays they'd have a barbecue.
Oh, nice.
A few of the servers, that we'd make really good friends with them, and we're still friends to this day.
Right.
So
exactly.
long-lasting friendships. But yeah, I think the only thing that really put a wrench in my stick in my spokes to not have that passion for a while is several years back I had gear stolen. Like my whole trailer, my entire music life was in my trailer. Woke up with that gone. The lock was on the ground. I had my life in there.
Yeah, no kidding. So I couldn't imagine.
I kind of basically said, that's it. I this is my cue, I guess, that I have to step away from it because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And then I just started cleaning full time. So I'd clean 2-3 houses a day, every day. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But I was making good money.
Yeah.
Better than what I was making on the road. Better money. Wasn't as exciting, that's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. On the road, or it wasn't great money because I had other friends that were in road bands, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, for being in a band playing rodeos and weddings, we were making really good money, getting paid good money compared to, hearing the road stories, right? Of what, because you're out on the road, you're staying in band houses or
shag rug that you have no idea what's in there between those.
Right. Yeah.
I think if I'm correct, I think I would maybe take home $750 for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe 1 week, but I know we had to split it amongst
exactly.
part of the band, right? And some of the owners were dicks sometimes.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It wasn't all glamour.
No.
Like some people, we're not like Canadian Idols here because
I've seen interviews with famous people, like even right now Lainey Wilson's the big thing in country music.
She's awesome.
And she's talked about her struggles and everything. Everybody has struggles. It's very rare that you get somebody that
well, unless you win a competition.
And I was just gonna say, like Carrie Underwood, she won American Idol, and she just went and sang, and then was on the show, and
from A to
Z. But she had difficulty of Nashville accepting her because she hadn't cut her teeth, so to speak, right? So a lot of people in Nashville were like, "Well, what the hell? She just won some contest, and now it's all about her.
She's proven herself worthy.
Worthy. And I think she probably had to, right? Yeah. So City Girls and
Cowgirls
is our new single as of May 17th and is available on all digital platforms. This was a fun song to write because we talked about everything that a city girl does and everything that a
cowgirl does.
That's right. And we brought it together, and it's actually a fun line dancing tune. Two-steppy line dancing. So have a listen on the digital platform of your choice. City Girls and Cowgirls. We're all just city girls and cowgirls. So, with all those experiences and, like throughout the years for us and for, younger people that might be listening and just starting out and going, we don't want to scare you. Because, one of the reasons why we keep doing it, because it's in the blood.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. Like you just, You take a blood sample and music notes come out.
It's really an addiction.
It is.
We need to feed our addiction.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes, just at the time, like I said, the jams.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid. You're going out to what is the word? To expose yourself.
Expose, not like this, expose yourself.
For exposure.
Yeah.
To meet new people in the music industry, make connections and that kind of thing. So we had to start that route, you know, to be for a serious music career. You can be in it for a hobby. And it's less stressful, I would think. I mean, I had been, and it was stressful in some times too, because in our day, we had a band, we had members. If one of them couldn't be there, you just didn't take the gig.
That's right.
Nowadays, the gig goes on. You hire another musician.
Yeah. That's right.
They're looking for work.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's not
it's different.
Yeah,
it's really different.
Because well, the level we're at, you know, we have professional musicians, and it's not and not to say that there's not hobby musicians that aren't really good, because there's tons of them out there. But we're just in that circle, right, of professional musicians, people who do it for a living. And do it for a living. And so there's quite a few out there, but it's that's why we can't have the same. We want to have the same members all the time, but everybody
sharing. They're freelancers.
They're freelancers. Exactly. So, but and for them, same thing. It's in the blood. They
want to keep working. So if you don't have a gig, somebody else comes up with a gig. They will take it.
That's right.
So and that's just, that is how that works these days, for sure.
So and you know, another reason why is you touched on it, or we touched on it a little bit ago, is we just you know, you're up on that stage. We love entertaining. I just get a total rush of being up on stage. There's a lot of people, friends of mine or acquaintances or family members, go, how do you get up there and do that? Right. And it just comes natural to me, and it always has. And I just love seeing the smile on people's faces when we play music. You know, you and I joke around, and we do our banter and make people laugh. And
well, you're fun. What can I say? She got me out of my shell, because I always had that desire to be on stage, you know, to just be noticed, I guess. I think it's because I was such a shy kid,
right,
that I kind of felt like I wanted to be noticed more. And the music was part of that. The glitz and the glamour of the fancy Shania Twain outfits, you know, in those days of CMT. But I don't know, just sometimes things didn't always work out for me, and I'd lose confidence, and then I'd come back, and I would drop out, and I would come back. And the one competition that I had entered with my band, we won a band competition. And it was on voting. People would vote on Facebook, and so they voted for me and whatever. And then I went and performed with the other bands, like competing. And we won. So that kind of brought me back, because I hadn't been in that. I had dropped out for a couple of years.
So then that
it brought that fire back.
It brought it back. Spark. You know?
As much as I wanted to not do it again, because I knew the stress of finding different musicians when I needed them or whatever. It just, so I gave up, and I said, I gave up to continue. I continued, is what I'm saying. Is like I gave up quitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to quit, but
you can't. You can take a break. You can take a little break. Even you and I together, we've had some times where we're like, oh, you know, like you get tired, and you know, do we want to keep doing this, and how much do we want to keep doing it, and because it's different these days, because it used to be when we were in a band or whatever, you put up posters and people spread the word type of thing. And now it's a lot of social media that we have to do, technical stuff. So it requires time on the computer, and even the promoting online and everything. So that can get boggy down and take away from
the
creativity and the passion.
I think that is what happened to me when I first recorded my album. I wrote all the songs, and that was such a deep passion.
And then you go to record that,
and
right?
Then recording, but then when it was to actually pursue sharing that music, there was so much involved. And when being on the road full time doing cover songs, the creativity went out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had taught myself how to play guitar to write these songs, and then I didn't need to anymore because we had a guy in the band that played the acoustic. So yeah, that really put my creativity out the door for years.
Yeah.
Years and years.
For sure. Yeah. When I was in that other band with the other two ladies, I didn't have to play guitar.
Yeah.
We had the 4 musicians, right? So I didn't have to play. And, so you got 3 ladies up front, kind of like, DRA, your group DRA, right? You got 4 ladies up front. Mind you, the girls play guitars sometimes as well too. But yeah, I didn't have to play guitar. So I didn't really, and there again, cover songs. I wasn't doing any writing at all. So it was just cover songs and so forth. But that kind of brings up why we still stay in music too, is because we love the creativity of writing. And you and I together, like we've written many songs and we've recorded some.
And there's so many more.
And we do. We got things written down, and we got some stuff kind of like quickly recorded, got an idea. And so it's so with busy lives, but we try to kind of get away for a few days and just write.
Those are the fun times. It's just to get away somewhere where we're not disturbed, and just
get the two of us,
get that pencil and pen out, and paper out, and start the gears grinding. But we can write songs sometimes half an hour. Other times we'll have to come back and revisit the tunes years later.
Oh yeah, like our song Starting Tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow when
but procrastinating, and it was 13 years. No, not 13.
It was 8, a long time since
you had initially
started writing lyrics and no melody. Joined up with you on that one too, and it's like it's coming out. It's finally out. So starting tomorrow today.
And just out there performing, we get to meet so many people. That's another reason why, like for me, I'm an extrovert. I love being out meeting people. I love networking. I love just meeting new musicians and jamming with them, like not going to jams, but even like getting together and playing. But even then, a lot of us are really busy right now. And just meeting new people. I've met so many people and that are fans and friends, so, and because I was moving quite a bit there, I know quite a few people in different places. If I don't see them for 10 plus years, sometimes I gotta think whatever, I'll remember a face always.
It's I know you experience this too, and so many others do. We'll go somewhere, people will remember us because they'll see us more often or whatever.
They come to our shows,
but we sometimes forget names. Sorry.
Sorry, but there's times where I will actually say, you know what? I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name, because
that's what I tell you all the time. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
And you are?
I'm going through menopause here. Sorry, blank. I don't know you, but you're fun. I'll hang around with you some more.
Right.
Let's go have a shot.
Exactly. That's another thing that helps with the creativity. Tequila Soul Sisters.
We're definitely fun. We're fun.
Yes, we are.
We're having fun.
Yes, and we get to have fun. Like, some of this is another reason why we keep doing music, because we get to go to some venues or people's homes to play music and private parties, right? And those, we always have so much fun. People treat us so good, and it's a small setting, and it's just
it's warm and inviting and welcoming, and just people just really need laughter. I think these days, especially the last few years, I think we make people laugh, and we get comments that it's good, we need to laugh. You brought a smile to my face, and we can be really goofy sometimes, but we can be really serious too, so.
We think we're funny, but
we've got things in the works, so we just
exactly.
our minds kind of go crazy sometimes thinking up of ideas, song ideas, skit ideas or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Like, we just want to have, girls just want to have fun.
That's right. That's another song we got to add to our repertoire. The country version, actually. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Yes.
Yes. So
I used to do a lot more rock. I know you did too. You said
yes,
before
I
with your
did.
band.
Yeah.
That was something I was quite excited about because as a country singer in a family of, you know, fiddle players and country George Strait and Patsy Cline fans, I got into the rock when we started touring because we needed to.
You had to have a mix.
We had to have a really good mix, and
when you're a cover band,
it excited me because it was like I said earlier, I felt like a rock star.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and we're back to the country, which is good.
Yes, we throw in a few Beatles tunes,
yes,
CCR.
When we do our shows, yeah, for sure.
So, well, it's kind of hard as a duo to do rock songs. Too many. Because I'm playing acoustic guitar.
And you rock it, girlfriend.
Thanks.
You rock it. Yeah. No, you do good. You do good.
And you got the kazoo.
Oh, God. That's just a side.
Yeah. See, that's one part of entertaining, right? Yeah.
Well, you should see people's faces when I pull out the kazoo.
Oh, it is so funny. There's people going to be talking, and all of a sudden they hear a kazoo, and they just... and they start to laugh.
Yeah, I actually I had an experience. I went to see a band about a month ago, and one of the ladies in the band played the kazoo, but she played it awesome.
Oh, yeah?
It didn't sound like a kazoo. She was playing they were singing a rock song, and she did something. I gotta
you gotta
call this lady.
Yeah.
I need lessons, kazoo lessons.
And the juice art. You got it. Yes.
I don't know about that. That hurts my teeth. I'm not doing it right. I know. I can't do it.
You can't do it. Yeah. Well, you blow the kazoo in the wrong end, and then you figure it out.
Just stick to singing, she says. Tambourine and singing.
That's part of entertaining.
And the cowbell
and the cowbell.
Stick.
Yeah.
Okay. and a cajon.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yes, and you have to be beating that box more.
Oh boy, that's another topic.
That's another topic. Yeah, and the cajon. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's good that we joined up because it's been awesome.
Yes, it has been. Yeah.
8, 10.
This is our 11th year
knowing each other, but actually
creating, yes,
and recording.
It's our anniversary coming up, you know.
What are you gonna buy me? Flowers?
Are you gonna buy
wine and flowers?
And you cook me dinner, or
the other way around? You're the cook. I'll just get you flowers, and I'll be the guy.
There you go.
You put on your pretty apron, darling.
There you go. It sounds like a deal.
Oh, yes.
So those are our reasons why we stay music. It's in the blood. It's our creativity, entertaining. It's an addiction. So anybody, if you're a musician listening and that's, you know, like you'll probably say the same thing. It's in the blood. You just can't quit.
Whether it's a hobby or you're chasing that dream.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's right.
You'll regret it if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for listening. Cheers.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you for listening to today's Sugar and Spice podcast. We really appreciate you listening. We'd also appreciate if you could follow us on our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. And please provide comments of how you enjoyed this wonderful podcast. We'd like to have fun, and we'd like to have our listeners have fun along with us.